hours, mainly before 8 a.m. It'll be mostly cloudy, then gradually it will become sunny with a high near 76. There'll be some calm wind coming from the northwest at about 5 to 7 miles per hour in the morning, and a chance of precipitation is 30%. And tonight it will be partly cloudy with a low around 45 with some calm wind. And for Friday, it'll be sunny with a high near 68 degrees. For some events that are coming up, the Rotary Clubs of Elkton and Northeast, along with Meals of Hope, need your help assembling 15,000 meals to be distributed to local food pantries. You are urged to join them at the Northeast VFW post number 6027 this Saturday, November 9th. Go to northeastchamber.org to sign up. And on November 14th, the Donaldson Brown Center is offering walking tours of the 1930s mansion that overlooks the Susquehanna River. Guests will get an inside look at the Brown home before eating lunch in the Crystal Dining Room. And this event is $35 per person. And so with that news out of the way, let's go straight to our guest. So our guest today is Steph Payne, who is the founder and guitarist of the all-female tribute band Lez Zeppelin, which you may guess performs the songs of the famous and influential rock band Led Zeppelin. As tribute bands go, Lez Zeppelin is among the most successful tribute bands out there. So Steph Paynes, thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
So, what inspired you to create a Led Zeppelin tribute band composed of women?
So, can I just, before I answer that question, I would just like to say that we usually don't refer to ourselves as a tribute band, and that's okay. This is why, because most people say, yeah, we're a tribute band, but Led Zeppelin is a group of women that look to play or the music of Led Zeppelin and sort of treat it as a kind of classical canon. So we don't imitate. I think tribute bands usually are like thought of as more impersonators or imitators trying to capture every exact thing that the band does. But we are more into just channeling that music through us. And so we improvise like they do, and it's a real band. So I guess maybe we could call it a she incarnation. But but as for women, it's very sensuous music and very intense. And I just sort of, when I started the band, I had the just it just occurred to me naturally that it would be much more interesting and probably effective with women.
And so, what would you say is a big difference between Led Zeppelin music and Lez Zeppelin music?
I would say that it's just the people playing the music. It's we play the music like they did live. So we're just four women, and which means we're not copying the record because the record has many different tracks on it. So I'd need like four guitar players if we were to try to impersonate the record or just replicate the record rather. So we are very much like Led Zeppelin in spirit and intensity and the passion that we put into the music, almost as if we've written it ourselves. But being four separate musicians, different than they are, it has a certain flavor to it that just emanates from us as we are musicians. So I would say that's the difference. But I would also maintain that for that exact reason, it sounds more like Led Zeppelin than if we were to just imitate the music.
And so, what kind of made you, since you are the founder, what was the catalyst that made you say, I'm going to make a band and it's going to be for women and we're going to bring this together?
It was really very sort of quick, naive thought that I just wanted to play this because I loved it and I thought it would be really fun and challenging, which it is. But I really had no intention of making it a thing. It was just supposed to be a complete indulgence. And then it turned into this incredible journey. I've been doing it for 20 years. So it was a powerful idea, but one that was completely born of just love for the music.
Hmm. And you said that there was about four of you. So who are the other members of Lez Zeppelin?
Right. So we have me, I'm Steph Paynes, I play guitar. Then on vocals, we have Marlene Angelides. And on bass, we have Joan Chu. And on drums, we've got Hillary Blaze. And that's who you'll see tomorrow, I believe.
Hmm. And and so Jimmy Page, which is the guitarist of Led Zeppelin,
Hmm?
he's considered one of the greatest guitarists of all time. How would you
Indeed.
say is what how you perhaps would play like him or how you play differently from him or the influence he has on your guitar playing style?
Wow. How long do we have? Um, yes, I agree with you that Jimmy Page is a genius and one of the greats of all time. And I think that part of what makes him so unique and so compelling is that, he was a session musician for a long time and he masters so many different styles, and so many of those styles go into his composing and his playing. So, in order to play like him, I feel that you have to really dive into those styles yourself. Um, and that would be like Celtic folk music, psychedelic rock, blues, hard rock, all sort finger picking, etc. And that's hard. That's hard because it's not just a one trick pony sort of thing, which a lot of guitar players are known for their playing because they do this one thing really well. Well, Jimmy Page does a lot of things really well. And so that was part of why I wanted to do this, was because it was such a challenge. And I think that my playing has been completely transformed by studying him. Yeah, it's made me a much, much better player in everything that I try to play. And there's a great dynamism and a great deal of sensitivity and dynamic in his playing. And that's also really, really key.
Hmm, that's great. So,
Sure.
yeah,
It is.
yeah,
When it works, it's great. When it doesn't,
yeah.
it's it's interesting.
Yeah, and kind of bouncing off of that, how do you feel because Led Zeppelin is for all for women, you're kind of marketing it towards women. How do you feel that you're inspiring young women who want to play hard rock, maybe even younger or older, in the way that you play?
Well, I'll tell you, when I was growing up, I did not have many female guitar player role models, if any, really. I mean that were playing in the way that I wanted to play. I'm sure they were out there, they just weren't getting much attention. But now that whole scene is very different, and when we play, it's for girls coming up and women, whoever's that. I mean, it's the first time many of them have seen a band of all women playing this kind of music. It's not punk, it's not folk, it's not pop. It's head on, in your face. Um, British invasion classic rock, which it's basically a power trio with a singer, okay, which is the hardest, most intense kind of music to play. And I think that it is indeed very, very inspiring for women to see it. I know because they've told me, and I know because when I see little girls in the front with their eyes popping out, I mean, it's just a magnificent feeling because they know that it's something that they can do. It's not a leap. It's not like, wow, all these guys are doing it. Can I do it? Which is the leap I had to make. It's more like, that's me. I can be that. And it's a complete sea change in that way. And just the other last weekend we were playing a gig. There was a little girl standing in the front with her guitar, her
Wow.
bass guitar. She was standing there with her bass guitar in the front row, just looking up at us and playing along with us. I mean, it was amazing. And I talked to her after the show, and I throw pics at little girls and stuff like that. It's really one of the best parts of my job.
Oh, that's great. I was just about to ask, like, oh, what was the most impactful show you played, or even like the biggest crowd you played, and how that went.
Wow, that'd be hard to answer. We've played a lot of really amazing um, venues. We played at the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which was amazing because I also got it was for an exhibition called Play It Loud, which featured the instruments of rock and roll, and Jimmy Page had a lot of his guitars there. So they asked us to play for a sort of a closing concert, and I got to talk about Jimmy's guitars and stuff. So that was one, and there were 1,000 people in the audience. We've played um, festivals to tens of thousands of people and had them go nuts, like Bonnaroo and Download and Isle of Wight. I was like, and crazy things. We've played at Madison Square Garden. Um, you know, I don't know, 10,000 people, how many, So we've played in front of a lot of very, very big crowds. And, this music is made for that. It's, uh, it's arena rock, it's festival rock. It works really well in those environments. And it's very exciting, of course, to play on big stages like that and have people react. It's kind of like being Led Zeppelin.
And how did you think up of the name Led Zeppelin?
I have to come clean and tell you that my brilliant English professor mother thought it up. My mother, who, I didn't even know if she, that she would leap to that, but she did. I'd already decided to start the band, and we were hanging around the dinner table and throwing names around, and she's was just such a punster that it just came out of her mouth. And of course, the second she said it, I knew it was the greatest name ever invented. So, and it's true, it is.
And
So,
where can we see you next? To see you
um,
perform next? Yeah.
you can see me right in your hometown at the Elkton Theater. I believe it is. It's our first time playing there, and we're very excited to be there. And I urge everybody to come because it's going to be. I promise you, it'll be a show that you do not expect, and I think it'll blow your socks off. So, it's a subtle way of saying it. Come down. It's a fantastic show. We put on a show. You're not going to see four women standing there. It is a all out, in your face experience. And if you like Led Zeppelin, or even if you just love concerts or this kind of music, or have never heard this kind of music before, everybody, it will be a memorable thing. So we hope to see you tomorrow.
Right. And what time does doors open?
I believe doors maybe at 7, show at 8, if I'm reading my schedules right.
All right. So that'll be on the Elkton Music Hall website. People can go purchase tickets there. Most likely also purchase tickets at the door. All right.
Yeah.
And is there anything that we missed? Anything you'd like to share with the people of Cecil County?
Wow. Probably a lot. We could probably talk for a couple of hours. Um, but I just think no, I think we got the gist of it. I think your folks out there sort of have an idea. But I will tell you that it is if you're if you go see bands like this, or if you've ever seen the music of Led Zeppelin played, by anyone else aside from Led Zeppelin, this will be a singular experience. You will have not seen anything like what we do. It's unique among these sort of ilk of bands. It's a real performance. It's a real concert. We are deeply into it. So I mean, it's a passionate thing, and I think that's the key to the whole thing. Really, it's just the passion. I mean, when Jimmy Page came to see us, and that's what he said, and that's what he came. So you know, he was sort of, I think, shocked to see what he saw because it was such a, as he's quoted, passionate, intense performance, and that's what you'll get. So if Jimmy liked it, you'll like it. There, let's just put it that way.
Hearing it here first, folks. Jimmy Page endorsed Led Zeppelin. You've got to come see it. And what day is it again?
I think it's Friday, which is
This
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And where can people learn more about you or the band Led Zeppelin, or where are you streaming?
Good question. Thank you for answering it. We do have a website. It's www, as you know, lezzeppelin.com. It's just like Led Zeppelin, but with a Z. So it's two Z's, lezzeppelin.com. And we also are on IG and Twitter, Facebook. If you just Google Lez Zeppelin, you'll find us. So there's all sorts of stuff online and Facebook. So come join the party.
All right. Thank you so much, Steph Paynes, for being here. We hope to see you tomorrow. Hope everyone can go out. If you're a big fan of Led Zeppelin, you're going to be an even bigger fan of Led Zeppelin. Thank you so much. And yeah. And thanks you all for watching the morning show.
And thanks for having me. We'll see you all there tomorrow. Everyone and every single one of you. Okay. Take care then.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.